Metaverse. What is it and how is it going to take over the world? Should we care about the Metaverse? How will the Metaverse affect our social life? Will it make us more disconnected or actually deteriorate our mental health? Is Mark Zuckerberg secretly a lizard? Is Metaverse going to cause a war between humans and robots like in Terminator or iRobot? Stay tuned as we uncover the truth with Spilling the Tea with me, Jeremy.
Audio Jungle.
Before we unravel the truths of the Metaverse, let's see who actually owns the Metaverse. Meta, formerly known as Facebook, from 2004 to 2021, the most famous social media platform that shaped the internet today, is the biggest 5 American companies, up there with Google, Amazon, Apple, Microsoft. The motivation of Meta still stays the same as Facebook, which is it is a social media platform, it is a social network advertising platform, and it bases its priorities to consumer electronics. But here's the blockbuster, people. Here are the biggest companies that Meta owns today. Facebook, which reported over 2.91 billion users, Instagram with 1 billion users, WhatsApp with 2 billion users, and they've developed an income of 39.370 billion USD and number of employees of 71,970 people. Mark Zuckerberg, if you're listening, hire me. All of these statistics were taken at the end of 2021. Alright, let's define the Metaverse. Metaverse is a virtual reality space in which users can interact with a computer-generated environment with other users. Think of the internet as a two-dimensional interface. However, the Metaverse is an immersive experience that you are literally being surrounded with every dimension. So how big is the Metaverse? I'd like to think that the introduction of the Metaverse is going to be constantly evolving, and there might be whispers and chitty chatter on the streets in the beginning of 2022, but I feel like the Metaverse is going to be one of the hugest advancements of our technology and make Steve Jobs' announcement of the iPhone history and make it as popular as that one time Britney Spears shaved her head bald. We will never forget that, Britney. So let's talk about the features of the Metaverse. The Metaverse can help us to connect with people through VR, also known as virtual reality. Next, AR, augmented reality. Avatars, using simulated characters that we can create on our own, using our voice in an augmented voice recognition. Meta is currently developing gloves filled with air pressure so that you can literally feel pressures within your fingertips to simulate virtual reality. Or even the great outdoors to carry out professional or personal activities in the comfort of your space. Can teleportation be a reality of tomorrow? Teleportation can actually be made possible with the Metaverse, as it helps users to literally teleport to a virtual location within seconds. Which means there will be no excuses for people to not attend events any longer. If you're like me, who uses great excuses to actually skip out on events, I can't actually use the excuse that my goldfish needs to be taken out for a walk or go jogging with my pet turtle Scooby. I believe that this will essentially help in improving our social skills, as the recent COVID-19 pandemic has really shown us that there are many factors that can actually disable us from seeing one another and spending time with the people we care about. So let's talk about the e-commerce of the Metaverse. It will be using currency of real-life legal national currency that we are really familiar with today, and also utilizing Bitcoin. To really explain the definition of Bitcoin, we would need another video, but it can actually be described as a digital currency without a central bank or single administrator that can be sent from user to user on the peer-to-peer Bitcoin network. The Metaverse will also include sales of products, clothing, property, and the list actually continues to infinitely expand. Not only will this give opportunities to developers to make money, which eventually improves employment. We've talked about the many features that we can actually enjoy in the Metaverse, but how will we really enjoy it? Let's talk hardware. As you know, VR headsets has already been established and many users have been using it in the last 5 years. Fun fact, VR headsets were actually invented in 1968 by Ivan Sutherland and his student Bob Sproul when creating the first VR headset. It was actually a head-mounted display called Sword of Damocles that was connected to a computer and not actually a camera. However, Meta is working on their own customized VR headset for poorly sighted people like me and variations of sizes to fit all heads and to register different facial expressions from every skin tone. Good on you, Meta. Next, smart glasses. Smart glasses acts as an augmented reality to fit all that technology in a simple and small device such as glasses. Gone are the days where your mom would actually scold you for sitting too close to the screen because technology is getting closer and closer and closer to our eyes. Finally, Meta also hopes to utilize technology that we are already comfortable with, like our phones and our computers, in order to connect to the Metaverse. So what will the Metaverse really look like? The first platform that Metaverse hopes to introduce is Horizon Home. Think of it as a virtual reality which has the same listening experiences as the Discord party, Google Meet, Microsoft Teams, Skype, or any other group call platform, but now you can communicate in real-time gestures and facial expressions. This will help in improving the communication experiences, and I personally can't wait for how it will transform the mode of learning we have today. This image is a device that you'll be most likely be using to connect to the Metaverse in the near future. Think of it as an air fryer for your living room. Next, we have Horizon World. This is basically a virtual city and you can play traditional games from chess, checkers, to even tag and dodgeball. Additionally, sports activities that can actually be done like fencing, bowling, archery, or even Mark Zuckerberg's personal favorite sport, surfboarding on the beach. Furthermore, exercising can actually be improved as you can actually follow real-time trainers all over the world at the same time. Lastly, video games. Video games is dramatically about to improve as Metaverse hopes to include creations of games like Roblox, GTA San Andreas, Fortnite. Next, we have Horizon Workrooms. This will help us carry out meetings and interact with employees all over the world. It can also help in creating a sense of presence, better guide to work to reach our business common goal, and carry out virtual presentations in an instant communication between workers. Meaning, you can still wear your underwear for presentations at the comfort of your own home. Let's talk about the disadvantages and threats of the Metaverse. We've talked about the good, but what should we really be scared of and be cautious when venturing into this virtual paradise? Representatives of Meta has explained their deep concern for privacy of many people. However, majority of the public still refuses to forget how Facebook has caused a huge invasion of privacy. They started to realize that their personal searches and interests were being exploited for monetary gain. One brutal example of how the Metaverse has failed to provide security since its launch in October 2021 is a story from Nina Jane Patel, who shared her story on how she was gang raped in the Metaverse. In quote, she had this to say: "Within 60 seconds of joining the Metaverse platform known as Horizon Venues, a gang of 3 to 4 avatars sexually harassed her avatar. She also included that my physical and psychological response was as though it happened in reality." She recalled I fumbled with the controller to try to use safety features such as blocking and reporting, and she was also asking them to stop and go away. But then she realized that she actually needed to end this as the verbal harassment and sexual innuendos were getting increasingly aggressive. Patel pulled off the virtual reality headset. She finally had hit the power button and put an end to this madness. This was provided by Patel, who was a co-founder and vice president of the Metaverse Research Technology Engagement. More on the horrors that come from the Metaverse includes existing problems of social media. The more time spent on social media can lead to cyberbullying, social anxiety, depression, and exposure to content that is not age appropriate. A favorite quote to end this discussion that sums up the opinion of many can be formed by the phenomenal actor Tom Cruise. He had this to say: "I think that technology is used in many ways that is not responsible. That is a bad thing. But I think technology and where it is going has great benefits that can help individuals in society at large. It all boils down to how you spend your time and how aware are you of all current issues and staying up to date." This is Jeremy Ryan. You've just joined me with Spilling the Tea with me, Jeremy. The internet is ever growing and continues to expand. Surf wisely, cautiously, and be safe, people.